This review is brought to you in part by Ryder's Hobby Shops, where the fun begins. Stop in to one of Ryder's two convenient Michigan locations where you'll find a full range of the latest hobby products, supplies, parts, tools, and paint. This review covers the 1966 Mustang. It's a 125 scale kit from AMT, number 6526. Now, it's a 3-in-1 kit. I mean, there's no skill level identified, but it's a fairly basic kit and fairly easy to put together. The Ford Mustang was originally released in late '64 as a '65 model year, and it was an incredible success, with over 400,000 sold the first year. Within 2 years, 1 million Mustangs had been built. Now, it ushered in the pony car era, defined by a long hood and a short deck, and single-handedly ended the era of full-sized car dominance. First released in '64 as a hardtop, this kit was converted to a hardtop only after that, and has been issued numerous times over the years. This particular model was released in 1986, and it could be built stock customer drag. And despite its age, the parts were free of major flash, the chrome was bright, and the decals worked well. I chose to build a custom version, and I added a few parts from my parts box and modified a couple of other details. Now, the kit contains 105 parts molded in light blue, clear chrome, and clear red with vinyl tires and water slide decals. When you're done, the kit measures approximately 7 inches long, 2¼ inches high, and 2½ inches wide. Here are the contents of the kit. As you can see, they're in an unusual molded color, but the wheel selection and tires are really nice, and the parts are in very good shape. Now, when you're using any of the products that you see or hear in the review, please follow the manufacturer's safety and use guidelines. The decals have pretty good register, and they're very colorful. There's 2 sets of stripes. You can use the wraparound hockey stick style, or you can put the panel decals on the sides. Also, there's a lot of sponsor decals there if you choose to build the drag car. Here are the parts for the engine, and you can see there's quite a few. It's pretty well detailed. Now, this is a show car, so everything that isn't the block and the valve covers is painted chrome. Here is the assembled engine. As you can see, everything's chrome except for the belts and the distributor. Now, also, the filters in the air cleaners were painted flat white around the perimeter there. Now, also note that with the dual carb setup, you will need to use the hood scoop and open that up and trim the hood to allow that to be in position there. I used the custom bucket seats for the interior, but I removed the headrests. I thought it looked too tall for a '66, which didn't come with headrests, and so I cleaned that off with some sand sticks. I also used some aftermarket parts from Best Model Car Parts. Now, as you can see, these are really nice looking gauge decals, and they're actually not a decal. They're printed on paper that you punch them out or cut them out and apply them to your dashboard, as you see here. And you can see the two-tone that I'm going to use is a chocolate and a tan for the interior. Also, there's a few chrome appointments like on the steering wheel there. But the completed interior has inserts in the seats that look like they match the carpet. And of course, the center console there is detailed as well. Now, here are the custom wheels and tires. As you can see, you have to cut out the sprue attachment in the middle there, but they're nice tires. They're hollow vinyl tires, and they've got sidewall script on them from the old days. And the custom wheels are pretty cool. So you simply scrape the plating from any area, or even glue for that, or paint for that matter, to make sure that the glue will stick to those parts, and then just sandwich the tires in between the inner and outer rims. As you can see here, the suspension parts have been added. Now, you have to clean up some of the parts, with from parting lines, etc., and attachment points, but then they go together very easily. It's a simple build here, and this is a show car, so the bottom of the car was painted body color, and as you can see, the suspension pieces were notably painted in a chrome finish.
Locate the engine mounts and install that with the drive shaft, and then we'll use the two metal axles to slide through the chassis and squeeze the tires against each other on the axles, and here we have a rolling chassis. The firewall and radiator support were painted body color, and the windows are easy to install. You could trim off those center tie bars if you wanted to build a contest model, but it's easy to glue into place as one piece. And of course the radiator and the shroud are flat black. Before you install the interior and the windows, for that, you'll want to trim the trimmer on the windshield, etc., in chrome with either a chrome pen or foil, and then go ahead and locate the places where the body and the interior meet, and after you've got the windows dry, you can go ahead and install that. Just put that up into the body and place the firewall into position along with the radiator shroud, and those go into the body as well. So assemble the whole unit as you see here, and we're ready for the next step. I used some custom oval headlights here, as you can see, and I had to trim out the headlight opening areas there to make sure that they would fit into that opening. I also made some changes here by trimming down a custom grill that I'd found in my parts box to insert there for a nice clean front end look. On some tail lights that were, I don't know what they were from. They were in my parts box, but they looked pretty good as full width tail lights for the back of a Mustang instead of the 3 little digits on each side. And so I installed those into place on the back panel. I used the custom lower roll pan there that goes underneath the taillight section, and it's got a couple of openings that would be a nice place to put these custom exhaust parts, which in the instructions are supposed to be where the license plate is, but you can cut these in half and touch it up, and then we'll put those as exhaust tips coming out those openings there in the custom rear pan. We're also going to use some of these great license plates images from Best Model Car Parts. We're going to use those Michigan plates from the way back when, and you just cut those out and use a little white glue, like the gauges, to glue that into position in the license plates area. And as you can see here, it makes for a really nice addition and some authenticity to your model. And now with the bumper installed on the back end and the exhaust tips put into place, she looks really nice, and your custom Mustang is essentially complete. And so here's what you'll have left from your 3-in-1 kit. You've got a full set of hubcaps and wheels, and large wheels and decals, and even some spare pieces for your parts box. Well, there you have it. Your custom Mustang really has a sharp look to it and a great presentation. And the lesson of this story is, even though this is a fairly easy builder, it turns out that with a little imagination and mixing and matching some custom pieces from your parts box and dressing it up with some special aftermarket decals like that, you can have a good head turner to put on your display, and with a few of the functional pieces like the hood scoop here and the custom wheels, the decals with a little touch up there, and an additional red section near the C-scoop area, you can really have something that's different. And don't be afraid to go ahead and do a little mixing and matching and kit bashing and put it together and put it on your shelf. Well, we hope you liked this step-by-step premium model kit review, and so that you don't miss any more, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. And you can do that by clicking on the icon in the lower right of any of our reviews, and you can find us on Facebook or our website, rightonreplicas.com. Thanks.